Hello everyone. In this video, let us learn to practice meditation and how to achieve full concentration and full focus and whatever we do. So we talked about managing projects, executing projects which are complex, which have very rigid requirements. The schedule is very tight, the budget is tight, etc. etc. So in this video, we pick up one verse from each chapter of Bhagavad Gita and meditate on that. Try to understand the message behind those verses and how we can achieve concentration and tranquility and peace and happiness while we execute these projects. That is the theme for today's meditation. So let's pick up the first verse from the very first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is Arjun Vishad Yog, the lamentation by Arjun about the consequences of the war. पांचजन्यो ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जय पौण्ड्रं दद्मो महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः. So this is the inspiration from Arjun and Sri Krishna and Bhim, that how they blew the conch shell to plunge into the war, which has become inevitable. So we also make a clarion call when we do very important tasks or any task for that matter, but here we are talking about complex projects, large projects. So with full enthusiasm and with full the right attitude, we go into the project with all positivity by blowing the conch shell. How Sri Krishna blows his conch shell Panchjanya, Arjun his conch shell Devdatta, and Bhim his conch shell Pandra. Second chapter, which is the Sankhya Yoga, yoga through the analytical study of the spiritual science. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamaya pravishanti sarve sashantim apnoti nakam kami. Like thousands and thousands of rivers are flowing into the ocean, but the ocean doesn't get disturbed. Similarly, the mind of a yogi, the mind of a perfect devotee, one who is focused and concentrated on his mission, will not get distracted, even though there are so many objects and reasons for distraction. Chapter 3, Karma Yoga, yoga through the action. So in the chapter 3, the shloka that we pick up is Dhumena vriyate agnir tatha yatha darpo malena cha yatholbena vrito garbhas tatha tene damavritam. Like the smoke covers the fire, like the mirror is covered by the dust, like the womb covers the fetus. Similarly, even the wisdom of the wise and the intelligence of the intelligent persons gets shrouded because of desires. Desire is such an enemy. Number 4, which is Gyan Karma Sannyas Yoga, and the knowledge about the Karma Yoga is further expanded. So the verse that we pick up is Karmanya karmaya pashed akarmani cha karmayah buddhi sabuddhiman manushyeshu sayukta kritsnam karma krit. So here there is the amazing explanation about the action in inaction and inaction in action. So if a person is sitting idle, is he not doing karma? Is he not doing action? Bhagavad Gita says he is still performing actions, that he is still performing karma, because he is thinking, and the thinking is also constituting karma. So it is not that a person is not acting if he is sitting idle, if he is not doing anything. On the other hand, if someone is doing the karma, he is performing his task, and if he is thinking that these actions are all for the for the for the happiness, for the bliss of my creator, my God, my supreme, and he doesn't take the possessorship or the ownership or the doership of the action, then as though he is acting but there is inaction. So amazing concept, not easy to understand, but let's move into the fifth chapter, which is the Karma Sannyas Yoga. So in the fifth chapter, the Lord says, Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shapakecha Panditaha Samdarshinaha. So this is about the equal vision. With the equal vision, one remains undisturbed, one remains focused, one remains wedded to the mission. Like you require a project manager to be focused on the mission and all the goals and the objectives, and not to get distracted by so many challenges and so many insinuations and distractions. So here the Lord says, like the yogi who sees that the same reality, the energy flows through either a Brahmin who is a learned scholar, or an elephant, or a cow, or a dog eater. The one with the equal vision has the same vision in all. And the sixth chapter, which is the Dhyan Yoga, the yoga through meditation, the verse that we have picked up is Uddared Atman Atmanam Na Atmanam Avasadayed Atmaiva Yatmano Bandhuratmaiva Ripuratmanaha. The mind is the enemy and the mind is also the friend. It depends how we use our mind. We can use our mind to elevate ourselves, or we can let ourselves degrade by not applying our mind in the appropriate way. And then we move into the seventh chapter, which is the Gyan Vigyan Yoga. So in the seventh chapter, the yoga through the practical experiential knowledge of the Lord, of the divinity. The verse is Mattah partaram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mayi sarvam idam proktam mayi sarvam idam protam shutre mani gana iva. So here the Lord says, everything emanates from me. There is nothing beyond me. So this entire creation, if we see how the earth gets converted into potato, cauliflower, brinjal, apple, oranges, mango, everything is coming from the earth. And how our body gets constructed in the mother's womb. So many systems, so many trillions of cells, so many muscles, so many bones, and all these complex systems, digestive system, reproductive system, a skeletal system, the circulatory system, the respiratory system, how all these get constructed, there has to be some source. And that source, whether we call Allah, God, Khuda, Ahur Mazda, Sat Sri Akal, Niranjan, Alak Niranjan, etc., etc., whatever name we give, some may like to call it, I just call it the nature, Prakriti. But that energy, that source of infinite energy cannot be negated. So that energy is the Lord Krishna for some, and he is telling in Bhagavad Gita that nothing is beyond me. I am the originator. Nothing beyond me. Everything ends with me. For example, father of our father, the father of our father's fathers, etc. If we keep going back, we go back to Manuji. And who is Manuji? He is the son of Brahmaji. And who is Brahmaji? He is born from the navel, the lotus of Sri Vishnu. And Vishnuji is expansion of Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu, if we keep going back, it ends with Sri Krishna. So that's how the Vedas explain the lineage, the creation. So in the 7th chapter, 7th verse, this verse is so beautiful. Mattah partaram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Mai sarvam idam protam sutre mani ganaiva. That I am the one who is the end, a start and middle of everything, and how I am in everything, like the beads in the garland. And then the 8th chapter, where we have the quintessence of Bhagavad Gita explained in one beautiful verse, which is the 7th verse of the 8th chapter. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mai arpit mano buddhir mame vaishasya sanshayam. In a way, this verse explains the entire Bhagavad Gita. All Lord says, you are the soul and you are connected to me. You are my energy. And I am also your supreme father, your supreme mother, your supreme beloved, your supreme friend, your supreme wealth, your supreme education. So just concentrate on your work, focus on your work, and I am there to help you. इतनी शिद्दत से मैंने तुझसे मोहब्बत की है कि हर जर्रे ने तुझसे मुझे मिलाने की साजिश की है. You know that the expression based on Paul Coelho's book, you know, when you endeavor something very passionately and with all your love and concentration, then the entire cosmos, the entire creation conspires to make your dreams come true, is how we should look at it, you know, the divinity which is running in every atom. So that is why the message here in the 8th chapter, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmar Yudhyacha. Do everything with your best of potential and ability and intelligence and strength, but leave everything for the Lord to take the final decision. And that's the message. And this can be done by remembering the Lord all the time. And then the 9th chapter, the magical verse, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. So the devotees of the Lord who are exclusively devoted and who have no doubt about the existence of the Lord and His grace, the Lord provides what they lack and the Lord preserves what they have. And the 10th chapter, where the Lord says, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutasha Istitah Aham Adirhi Madhyam Cha Bhutanamanta Evacha. I am the start, the middle and end of everything, and I am seated in the heart of every living being. So in our heart, the divinity resides, the God resides, and we being the soul, we are a part of the Lord. Like the sun rays are the part of the sun, the waves are the part of the ocean, the whiteness is the part of the milk, etc. And the 11th chapter, the magical verse is Tasmat Mutishtham Tasmat Mutishtham Yasho Labasva Jitva Shatrum Bhungchva Rajyam Samridham. Jitva Shatrum Bhungchva Rajyam Samridham. Mayate Nihata Purvameva Nimitta Matram Bhava Sabhyasachin. So here Arjuna is referred as Sabhyasachi, the one who can shoot arrows from both his hands. And Sri Krishna is telling, get up and with full enthusiasm and positivity and with the faith and with the knowledge, vanquish your enemies and enjoy the results. This is the message in the 11th chapter, which is the Vishwarup Darshan Yoga. The 9th chapter was the Raj Vidya Yoga. The 8th chapter was the Akshar Brahma Yoga. And now we go into the 12th chapter, which is Bhakti Yoga, Yoga through devotion, where the verse we have picked up for this theme of project management, this theme of meditation is Anapeksha suchir daksha udasino gatavyatah sarvarambha parityagi yomat bhakta same priyah. So the Lord says, who are my devotees? They are expert in what they do. They are neutral. They are dispassionate. They are the ones who just work for the sake of duty and don't think about the results. Anapeksha suchi daksha udasino gatavyatha. And they are so pure both from within and outside. And the 13th chapter, which begins with a very magical verse, which is Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetragya Evacha Etad Veditum Ikchami Jnanam Geyam Cha Keshava. The devotee asks the Lord. Arjun is representing all of us and is asking Sri Krishna once again that please explain to me what is to be known, what is Gyan, what is Geyam, what is knowledge, and what is to be obtained in knowledge, and what is the Kshetra and what is the Kshetragya. So all these fields, we have the gross body made up of fire, water, air, space, water, and we have the subtle body made up of 5 pranas, 5 karmendriya, 5 jnanendriya, man, buddhi, ahankar. That means the 5 life airs, the 5 knowledge senses, the 5 action senses, and mind, intellect, and ego. And we have the causal body in which resides the sanchit karma, the stock of all the karmic reactions. This is the field. And who knows that field? The soul. So this is the 13th chapter, Kshetra, Kshetragya Yoga. And then we move into the 14th chapter, which begins with the shloka Param Bhuya Pravakchyami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Taj Gyatva Munaya Sarve Paramam Siddhim Mito Gataha. So here again, the theme is the knowledge is the most profound, and after obtaining this divine knowledge, the Param Siddhi, the highest perfection, is achieved. And the 15th chapter, the magical shloka, the magical verse, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishto Matta Smritir Gyan Apohanam Cha Vedaischa Sarvair Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Kridved Videva Chaham. In the 15th chapter, 15th verse, in the Purushottam Yoga, the 14th chapter was the Gunatraya Vibhag Yoga, Yoga through the 3 divisions of the modes of material nature. The 15th chapter is Purushottam Yoga, Yoga through the Supreme Personality. And here the Lord says, I am the remembrance, I am the memory, and I am the originator of the Vedas. I am the one who knows the Vedas, and I am the one who is to be known by the Vedas. So beautiful expression in the 15th chapter. And 16th chapter, such a practical verse from the chapter which talks about the demoniac and the divine qualities, yoga through understanding the demoniac and divine qualities. So the verse that is picked up is Trividham narkashyedam dwaram nashmanatmanah kama krodhas tatha lobhas tasmad etatrayam tejet. These enemies, the lust, greed, and anger, it torments everyone, but it needs to be controlled. If not, then these are the sure gates of the hell. So it is such a warning for everyone, and especially the project manager, who is the focus in our theme and meditation today. And the 17th chapter, again a very practical verse we have picked up. And the 17th chapter is about the Shraddha Traya Vibhag Yoga through the three divisions of faith. And the verse is Ayu Sattva Balarogya Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha Rashya Snigdaha Hridya Ahara Satvika Priyaha. So in this verse, the importance about the sattvic food is stated. We become what we eat. So we have to be very, very selective in what we eat. The consequences otherwise will be very much, harmful to us. So the Lord recommends eat food which is juicy, succulent, organic, fresh, etc., etc. And this food will enhance our lifespan. It will bring happiness. It will create feel good. It will increase all the positive qualities, and it will remove the diseases. It will not let the diseases come in, and it will increase our strength. And then the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the 18th chapter, which is the moksha karma sannyas yoga. The final verdict the Lord, as we all know, delivers. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami ma shucha. The final verdict of Bhagavad Gita is that you are in control by the Lord. You are the child of the Lord, so to say. So the child has the privilege to cry out and get its work done by the will of the Lord, by the mercy of the Lord. So we become childlike. We do our best, but we don't fear and we don't worry. And the Lord says, if you come to me with that motivation, with that knowledge, with that faith and love, I accept you and I deliver you. I do everything for you. The same message is conveyed in all religions of the world. The Holy Bible says, thou shalt love thy God with all thy heart, with all thy might, with all thy soul. The Holy Quran says, Ma khalaqtal insa wal jinna illa liya'budun. The Lord Buddha said, Buddham sharanam gacchami, dhammam sharanam gacchami, sangham sharanam gacchami. Everywhere it is a concept of surrender, to accept that we don't have the control of everything. We have some control, but that control is subject to the supreme controller, and we must acknowledge that presence in our heart, in every atom of this universe, and then we become real peaceful, real productive, real knowledgeable, and what is there to execute a very complex project also. It just goes through like a breeze, as many of us would have experienced that implementing a little bit of Bhagavad Gita in project management is so beneficial. So imagine someone who can immerse himself in the work and do complete justice to the work, but he doesn't get tensed, he doesn't get stressed. He brings happiness to every stakeholder, every the team member, and the whole project is executed, all the targets are met, and everything happens so smoothly. So why not? This is a little explanation of those 18 verses which I have picked up for the theme of project management in the posting of the LinkedIn and the Facebook, and some of you inquired about it, why these 18 verses. So it is a small attempt. I am a student of Bhagavad Gita under the mentorship of Swami Mukundananji, and whatever little I learned I have shared. Thank you so much. Take care.